Let's take a look at this photo. I actually had a purpose when I went out shooting. Back in 2023, we did our first batch of puzzles, which I will have up on screen. But 2024 rolled around and it was time to have some new puzzles because I sold pretty much all of them. We got two batches. We got an old batch, what had the original four, and we got four new batches. I went out for a purpose when I saw that. When I originally got to this location, these people sitting in these chairs where they're at, the bicycle, that was good. But it was empty, so I went for a walk back around. This almost kind of bit me in the butt a bit. So I walk a fair bit, maybe 50 or so paces, and this sailboat shows up. So I run back, snapped the photo. I took up a couple, maybe 10 or so in burst mode, and I went with this one. Part of the reason is because the masts of these sailboats are perfectly framed by these trees. The other thing I want you to notice, let me put up some guides here for a minute so we can better understand why the composition is so pleasing. Rule of thirds going on. We have these people in the bottom half of this photo here, and then we have these people off in the center. That's part of the reason why it looks so nice, why it's so pleasing. Get rid of the guides now. One more thing to notice is the lines. Notice how up from the tree down to the ground it cuts the image in half, like so. And then the grass comes back up around again the next line to the other side of the intercoastal waterway, then the bridge, then back up, and back up around. Pretty neat. And now let's take a look of how this originally looked. Now, let's go over what I did. As you can see, I'm writing this up. Remember, it's a puzzle this photo was taken for. I actually came out with a specific purpose. I wasn't just messing around. I had an idea, and I knew I was going to be at this park as a vendor showing photos and puzzles. So I wanted a specific, great puzzle photo at this location to show at this particular location. So using my graphic design skills and my photography skills to create this. I kept looking around and looking at puzzles before this and paintings. I wanted a painterly look. That's part of the reason I chose the 50 millimeter. It didn't have any real distortion. It had the wide angle pushed away effect that you get with a wide angle lens, and it didn't have that telephoto distortion, which makes everything look smushed together. Remember, it's a puzzle, so I wanted the tear in texture. You can see I brightened up the exposure, I pulled up the shadows. Let's go over the particular settings I clicked on to get this look. Let's reset them, and we'll go through what I was thinking when I did this. And I will show you and explain what each one of these settings does. So I usually pull that up. As you can see, it's kind of crushing the blacks. That's what the contrast does. It makes the blacks blacker and the whites whiter. I could tone this down a bit, but usually what I do is I put it here or so. Shadow slider. And I usually hit the black slider. Already getting it, but if you notice, we lost a little bit of detail in the boat. So how do I fix that? Oh, I stop by usually pulling down the highlight slider. Then there's the white slider. You don't want to go too much. You can get haloing and banding. But right off the bat, that's already looking much better. This is the temperature and white balance. I'm going to leave that alone. I left that alone because I pretty much nailed the right balance. Let's zoom in a bit so you can understand what the texture slider does and the clarity slider does. And I wanted the people who were making the puzzles to be stimulated and have a lot of textures and stuff to figure out. So if I drop the clarity down, you notice how we're losing find the tail in the grass, but if I power it up, we got more of the grass detail. And this is the clarity. If I pull this down, see it's something doing a little something different in the texture. But I'm pulling this up. You don't want to go too crazy with these. As you can see, it just kind of crushes black and you get this unpleasant crunchy look. So you kind of want to be in a little bit of the middle. You don't want to go too high. You can always back it off. You should always do this. Stop for 5 minutes. Relax, come back, take a little light walk, and come back and look at it again. and then I just took to expose it down a bit. And that's how I got to where I was at with this photo. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe and turn the bell notification on. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can support me on Redbubble, Society6, and Adobe Stock.